What are the biggest regulatory compliance risks in global logistics? Imagine trying to keep a complex machine running smoothly across many countries. Now, add in constantly changing rules and laws that everyone must follow. That's what global logistics faces every day. When companies move goods across borders, they have to follow a web of international trade laws and regulations. These rules are always changing, which makes staying compliant a real challenge. If companies don't keep up, they risk fines, delays, or damage to their reputation. One big risk is trade regulations that are updated often. Governments change sanctions, tariffs, and export or import restrictions with little notice. For example, a new list of restricted parties might be added, or new rules about record keeping could be introduced. Companies need to stay alert and adapt quickly to avoid penalties. If they miss a change, they could face hefty fines or shipment delays that cost time and money. Customs compliance is another major concern. Customs authorities worldwide are cracking down on duty evasion and misdeclared cargo. That means companies must verify shipment details carefully. They need transparent documents showing where goods come from, where they're going, and what's inside. If customs finds discrepancies, penalties can be severe, including fines or even confiscation of goods. Supply chains often involve sourcing from regions with higher risks of forced labor or human rights violations. Companies must follow international labor laws and ethical sourcing standards. If they fail to do so, they risk legal action and serious damage to their brand. The COVID-19 pandemic showed how disruptions can expose vulnerabilities in workforce conditions, making compliance even more critical. Handling sensitive data is also a big part of compliance. Logistics providers manage large amounts of personal and shipment data. Laws like the European General Data Protection Regulation and the California Consumer Privacy Act requiring strict data protection. Companies must implement strong security measures and staff training to prevent data breaches. Failing to do so can lead to legal penalties and loss of customer trust. Environmental laws are becoming more strict too. Regulations on emissions, packaging, and sustainable sourcing are moving from voluntary guidelines to enforceable rules. Logistics companies need to update their operations to meet these standards. For example, they might need to reduce carbon emissions or switch to eco-friendly packaging to avoid fines and stay competitive. Security and anti-corruption measures are also vital. Stricter cargo screening and anti-bribery laws are in place to prevent illegal activities. Companies must develop internal programs to detect and prevent corruption or smuggling. Failure to do so can lead to criminal charges and loss of operating licenses. Finally, as digital systems become more common, cybersecurity regulations are growing in importance. Logistics firms must comply with rules around reporting cyberattacks and protecting digital infrastructure. If they neglect cybersecurity, operations can be disrupted, and they might face regulatory sanctions. To manage these risks, logistics companies should monitor regulations regularly, train staff, and use technology to stay updated. Working closely with customs brokers, legal advisors, and trade compliance experts helps navigate this complex environment. Addressing these compliance risks is about more than avoiding fines. It's about keeping the supply chain running smoothly, building trust with customers, and maintaining a strong reputation in global logistics.